Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Hey, this is Lisa Marie, the Pink Rose. Can we talk? All right, so today we're going to be talking about child support. So we're going to get into a discussion about child support. Okay, I know it's going to be more than one part to this particular topic. Uh, Let me know what you think about the video in the comments. Also, make sure you hit like. Make sure you subscribe so we can keep these conversations going. This is a safe. I would like to believe this is a safe place for both men and women to comment as freely and respectfully, of course, as you would like to on the subject. All right, so today we're going to be talking about child support. You'll see the name of the podcaster who this video is coming. It will automatically come up. So hopefully it'll be plain to see on the video. All right, let's go.
On child support. Like that's far from like, bruh. Every parent that I know, my friends from 25 years or more that was on child support, take great care of their kids, and it was still put on child support because they was dealing with a bitter baby mama.
All right, all right. So I'm gonna stop there. Go ahead. Let me.
Wow.
The relationship ended, and they couldn't let that hurt go. So when you hear child support, I like the child.
Yeah.
I just like.
All right, so I'm gonna stop right there. Okay, so he stated that he know a lot of relationships where the women, because of bitterness and so forth, they gonna take the man for child support, right? But then on the flip side of that, from my own family, I know women. I'm telling you, they just took they. One didn't take the. Actually, both of them. Now that I think of it, none of them have taken the men for child support, and they trying to work out, oh, you can give me this amount weekly. And they breaking it down. And they come out and I said, listen, just try to get something weekly so you don't have to go there. Let me tell you, most people don't want to go to court. They don't want to stand on that line. If you ever been to court, they don't want to fill out no paperwork. They don't want to go through all of these things, different challenges, just to get money for the child. But come on, the children, and I like this, as my mom always said, the little kids need their money, right? So, listen, I've seen it. Pampers cost money. You will be surprised how these children go through Pampers. Um, the child got to eat, right? Okay. And then sometimes the parent, the mother's working. Then the mother's like doing everything. And they asking you, let's say they say, hey, can you just give me 50 a week? 50 a week, help me out with the child and so forth. I'm picking the child up from school. I'm doing everything. We don't live together. I'm making sure, and some of these schools, every time you look around, it's something for the kids. I mean, it was like, I don't know, what they gonna be when they grow up day. I remember my nephew having to dress up like a doctor. You know what I'm saying? So you want your kid to look good. I mean, we're human. We're gonna want to get into every event. We want the child to look good. We also want the child to eat. He also need a haircut. And before you know it, this money starts racking up, and everything is on the side of the mother. Now, when you have a child with a woman, we're the ones that's taking them home. If you're not married, who house is the child going into? Who is the child going to spend most of the time with? So you got to understand that while the man is free to do whatever he wants, the child, especially, she didn't take you to get child support, but you would think some of the men are grateful and this and that. And instead, of working with the child mother, sometimes they don't even want to do that. You're looking for the money. The money is, I mean, we got Cash App, we got Zelle. Don't you want the child to be happy? Don't you want the child in a great environment? This is your child, your seed. So I think there are other ways to look at that. I don't think every woman, I know the ones in my family, they don't start off bitter. I'm not saying they ain't going to end up bitter when they get through, but they don't start off bitter. So that's key. Let's get back to the video.
like to make it, because child support isn't child support. Child support is called Title 4D. Child support is a marketing strategy for Title 4D of the Social Security Act.
And what is Title 4D for the people that don't know?
Title 4D is an enforcement to force non-custodial parents to contribute financially. But to understand Title 4D, we have to go back and understand Title 4A of the Social Security Act. So Title 4A of the Social Security Act was implemented in 1935, when at that time there was the Great Depression, men was going to war, and women barely could work in 1935. So if a man left his woman in 1935, or he went to war in 1935, women couldn't support themselves or their children. So they came up with this program, cash aid, the Medicaid, and the food stamps to be able to aid needy families. In 1935, no problem with this program. The problem came in 1974 and 1975, when they start to look at it and say, hey, where are we giving out all of this free money? Because it is, Title 4A is a grant. If you look at the Social Security website.
Okay, so now I understand what he's saying, like how this particular child support system might have impacted, and what he's saying is they're getting, what he's going into about how they're going about getting the money and so forth. But the point is, should a father, so this is what it comes down to me, should a father take legal financial responsibility for a child he creates? Should it be 50-50? Because this is what it's getting down to, right? Should it be 50-50? Should there be a split in how much the man gives versus if they're both working? Because this is what it's going to come down to, right? But are you helping? You get what I'm saying? So he's saying women couldn't work at that particular time, but I guess now women can work, so they won't need as much, but they gonna still need. See, my thing is we still gonna need financial assistance. You know what I mean? You're gonna need some type of financial assistance. And let's get back to the video.
Today, Title 4A is a block grant. What is a grant? A grant is a gift. A gift is something that's given voluntarily without any counterbalancing payment. There's no compensation. So it's a gift. But when you look at Title 4D, Title 4D is enforcing, it's constrained, you're obligated. You have an obligation. So let me ask you this. How are you obligated to participate in something that's voluntary and obligated to pay back money that was given as a gift?
I get what he's saying, and then they go and they garnish your wages and so forth. Now, by any means, I am not saying that I agree with child support system. So let me let you know what I'm not saying, right? I'm not saying, I do not believe that this child support thing should be like a student loan, where they say, in which they do say, you file bankruptcy, you still got to pay. I don't agree with that. Like, some of this stuff is like a little too much. You know what I mean? I think reasonably, yes, you have to sit down and say how much percentage. All right, so let's go there, right? So I'm going to go to some different I'm gonna go to some percentages. Let me go through percentage. New York child support, but I understand what he's coming from, like the percentage of what. If a couple is supporting one child, is 17% of their combined income. For two, it's 25% of their combined income. Okay, so combined is 17%. I don't think so. Let's say combined, it's a couple, 8.5% of yours and 8.5% of mine. I think that's fair. You know what I mean? You got to give something. You know, right? So, at least, and in New York, which I didn't know, I thought it was up to 18, so now it's longer. So then it makes you really consider who, you know what I mean? And I don't think this is where you should be begrudging if someone takes you for child support, because all they really saying, if they've come to you, all they really saying is, I need help. I need help to take care of this child. I need help. You know what I mean? And I know you say, well, I'm making all this money. Why should she get a portion? So you here, you making all this money, right? And you saying she don't need that much to take care of my child. you know. And so sometimes child support is better. So you could just say, hey, on the books, I don't want to be like running after you to send me, because you could be waiting. You'll be looking at your cash app like this. Oh man, he ain't sending this money yet. I got to go get the kid the milk before I run to work, or I got to go get the kid some milk before I go to school. So nobody wants to. Now, if you're consistently paying and you're handling your business and you buying a child shoes and sneakers, but it's like working together. You have to understand that it has to be, agreed upon, something y'all both can work out together. So it doesn't have to, so it doesn't have to be about, you know, um, me against you and so forth. There's something that y'all can come to agreement on. It shouldn't be all of this anger and, yeah, people gonna be bitter if you break up. Sometimes it is true. The person might try to get back to you. I mean, sorry, get back at you because they found out that, hey, you don't want the relationship, and now they feel they're stuck. Because you gotta remember, sometimes the child is always with the mother. So now the mother feel like, well, I can't go on and move on, but he can. I'm here. I gotta watch the kid while he out there and so forth. But that's something we really gotta consider in the dating process. You know what I mean? I guess that's why it's implemented or biblically said. I guess that's why God said this should be your husband. So you don't go through all those changes. And sometimes you're still gonna have problems, but kind of easier when you married to the person. You say, "Hey, that's my husband." You with. It's different. It's almost it's some entitlement there. And so, but I really think that yeah, child support is needed. I do, but again, I don't agree with the way it's done as far as um I don't know. I don't agree that it should follow the person for the rest of their life. If you And I believe that it should be more open for guys to go and get things reassessed. I know of a gentleman who tried to get his stuff reassessed and so forth, and it doesn't appear to be like I think the process needs to be a little more simpler, if you will, so that if your income does drop at no fault to your own, it's not purposeful, but you lose a job, that you should be able to go in that next day, go online and say, hey, and you can run my social. The job has dropped. This amount has to come down. I don't want to be owing the other 2 years because the paperwork was never gotten to, and so forth. So I think there needs to be some simpler ways to rectify little glitches in the system. I don't think that if you file for bankruptcy that they should say, well, but I don't care, you still owe for the child. No, no, the person broke. They busted, they discussed it, and they don't have it. So thank you so much for tuning in to my channel. Hope you liked the video. Go ahead and hit like. Go ahead and hit subscribe. I'm Lisa Marie, and thank you.